Dear friends, I'm writing to you about the future of the Catholic Church. The Church is a divine mystery, and as we affirm in the Creed, I believe in one holy Catholic and Apostolic Church. The Church is founded on Jesus Christ and led by the Holy Spirit. She is the bride of Christ, and Jesus promised he would be with her until the end of time. But the Church is human as well as divine. Christ is the head, but the body is formed of people like you and me, human beings, capable of greatness, but also fallible, prone to sin and error. Whilst Jesus gave the gift of infallibility to his Church, that she would never err in her teachings on faith and morals, he never promised the Church would always last in this or that particular place. Look at North Africa. Once it was the land of St. Cyprian, St. Augustine, and many of the great fathers of the Church, a land where important synods and councils assembled to defend the true faith. Today there is nothing left. This is why I'm writing to you about the future of the Catholic Church, at least the future of this church in this place, the Diocese of Portsmouth. 2 weeks ago, I celebrated the 10th anniversary of my ordination as bishop. I must thank you for the great number of prayers and cards that you kindly sent. Over the last decade, despite the challenge of the pandemic and more the toxic effects of an affluent secular culture, I've sought, as the shepherd of the flock, to inspire everyone to look outwards to mission and service. The Church exists to evangelize. It does not have a mission, it is mission. Bringing people closer to Jesus Christ through his Church is our purpose. Like breathing in and breathing out, evangelization is about ourselves growing in faith as much as about reaching out to others to propose faith. While the immediate goal of evangelization is the conversion of individuals, the ultimate goal is the baptism of culture. So this is about digging deeper in order to go out into the deep. It's about renewal for the sake of outreach. It's about growing in love for Jesus in the Holy Eucharist in order to go out to serve him in the poor. In this, progress cannot be measured simply by numbers, but the numbers have now become so challenging that we have to act more radically. Doing nothing or business as usual is not an option. Otherwise, many churches across our diocese will close down. This is why we now find ourselves, helped by your suggestions, with a much more comprehensive plan called You Will Be My Witnesses. It's an exciting, hope-filled vision, a mission strategy for the next 10 years. If the Lord spares me, that is where I believe he wants me to lead our diocese in the decade ahead. Now, I want to ask you something. I'd like you to download a copy of You Will Be My Witnesses, or to take away a leaflet as you leave church, to read it and to reflect on its hope-filled contents. Please then discuss it with your friends and with others in your parish and school communities. Over the next weeks, I've asked all our clergy to lead a consultation so that we can finalise the plan. I'm sorry, the plan is about change. Indeed, it's about the hardest change of all, changing ourselves. How can I become more holy, closer to Christ? How can I become better formed in my faith? How can our parish put Christ more at the centre? How can we pass on the faith to the young? What works of charity, justice and ecology might we undertake? Given that across the diocese the average donation is £2.35 a week, less than a cappuccino, how can we encourage real stewardship, responsibility and tithing? And how can our parish witness to the gospel in our area? I always have before me that challenging question: if your parish closed tomorrow, would anyone who is not a member care? When you read "You Will Be My Witnesses," many will focus on the proposed changes to parish structures. Those 4 pages at the end of the document are about pruning to release resources for mission. But don't be fooled. Structural change will fail without a deep spiritual change in ourselves and in our communities. We will not be saved by structures. Change the structures and all will be well. Sadly, it won't. What we all need now is to draw closer to the Sacred Heart of Christ. This Christmas, I'm going to send you a prayer book. I will also write again, because I want us all to engage in a diocesan year of prayer to the Holy Spirit, asking God the Holy Spirit to energize us and to lead us. Indeed, I'm going to ask you to establish and pledge to develop 6 holy habits. To keep Sunday special, a family day, by attending Mass. To spend 5 minutes a day in prayer using the Scriptures. To do penance on Fridays and to serve the poor and needy. Every fortnight to make a holy half hour before the Blessed Sacrament. To go to confession once a month. And to join a small group for formation prayer and fellowship. For every 1 person who becomes a Catholic, 6 leave. A key reason why they leave is because they say their spiritual needs are not being met. This is deplorable, given that the Church has 2,000 years of expertise in prayer, spirituality and sanctity. Yet without beauty and solemnity in our parish liturgy, without personal help to prayer and meditation, without meeting faith-filled people and families whose hearts and imaginations are on fire with love for the Lord, many will fail to develop a personal friendship with God. No amount of programs, plans, or structural changes can enable this. Only an encounter with the person of Jesus himself, he who lays down his life for us. And for this to happen, we need authentically converted disciples. We need warm, welcoming and inclusive parish communities, so that through us they can meet him. In today's Gospel about the need to pray continually and never lose heart, Jesus seems to end on a note of exasperation. When the Son of Man comes, will he find any faith on earth? Like the widow relentlessly petitioning the judge until he gave in, so we too need to be people of prayer. Think of Moses in that first reading. As long as he kept his arms raised, Israel had the advantage, but when he let his arms fall, the advantage went to Amalek. True, today many exclude God from their lives, or they feel they have no need of him. They live as if there is no God. Yet many others are seeking him, and Jesus told us, "You will be my witnesses." So we need to be holy. We need to be women and men of prayer. We need to pray continually so that others can find the way. We need to support and keep close to our parish clergy. And we need to change. Just imagine the revolution in our diocese if everyone committed to the 6 holy habits. Imagine the amazing difference it would make if everyone lived life relying on the Holy Spirit. So let us ask the Holy Spirit to guide our diocese, to help us change, and through the prayers of Mary Immaculate and St. Edmund our patron, to bring people closer to Jesus Christ through his church. In Corde Jesu, Philip, Bishop of Portsmouth. Amen.